session, and we get to start with our Taking Positive Steps of Service Award.
The first thing we're going to do is welcome our newest board member, our new school board representative, student representative, Emily Hembarge, elected to be the student representative of the school board for the 25-26 school year. Emily is a junior at Lodi High School. We're involved in many activities at the high school, and we're thrilled to have her join the board. So we're going to have her sworn in. All right.
Do you want us in front of there or up here?
Either one. Fine.
I, Emily Hembarge, have been elected or appointed to the office of the school board representative, but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof, swore that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin, and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability. Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, we have one more group getting Positive Steps for Service Award. So on early Saturday morning, 1 a.m., we had 11 students and 3 teachers from Thailand arrive at Lodi High School. While these exchange opportunities have really become a valued tradition in our district, and we kind of take them for granted, they require significant effort and coordination to sustain. Traveling internationally with high school students is no small task, and we wanted to recognize and thank Crew Dow, who's the Deputy Chief of the Education and Health Program, Crew Hippo, Math Teacher in the English Program, and Crew Numan, Social Studies Teacher in the English Program, for their dedication to their students, their ongoing commitment to our partnership in our district. The Thai exchange would not be possible without their effort. So, come forward, please. So we get a certificate. Their names. Then we give you 100 grand. Not 100 baht, 100 grand. Candy bar. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. If there's anything you want to say.
I love Lodi. I love so much, and thank you everybody welcome us. I think it is a happy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We're going to have Heather, go ahead, our board president, take a picture in front of the Lodi Tribe. And then we're going to put it there. No, just for this part. No, when we do the part.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. One more round of applause. Yeah, so Tekla Nimmo, who is our elementary, primary school and OSC art teacher, has a great idea of highlighting our students' artwork.
I'm sorry, 1 second.
Yes.
One more thing. Zhao has gifts for the board members.
Oh.
She forgot just a second ago. Sorry about that.
Well, we always wait for gifts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. This is awesome. Thank you. We don't have
Thank you.
anything. I don't have anything.
That's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
it's okay. They got
Thank
100
you.
grand.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll share later. Yes.
As I was saying, Tekla Nimmo, our primary school, elementary school, and OSC art teacher, had the great idea of highlighting our students' artwork by having school board members go to Lodi Fair and select their favorite piece of artwork. These students were then contacted and informed of this choice. Ms. Nomo worked to get the artwork framed, and each piece will hang in the boardroom this coming year. That is their last year's pictures, so they hung all year long. This is the third year we've done this, and so I will turn it over to Ms. Nomo. After a board member or student are announced, we will have them take a picture in front of the little background with their piece of art.
Yay! All right. The first person we have is Heather Barron, and she chose Izzy Smith's cat drawing. Izzy is not here tonight, but they are going to take their picture another day at school. So I don't know if you want. Yes, please.
Very cute.
Yeah. And then our next person is Scott Bilsey, and he chose Lily's fish painting, which is this one.
Sure.
Gonna hold it. Go right in front of the sign right here.
Scott, you're gonna have to get
There you go.
Oh, perfect.
And I'll email all these pictures to you guys.
That's awesome.
Perfect. And then Sarah Ramish chose Floyd's Starburst drawing. That we made last year. And then Sarah Rip chose Addison Lord's self-portrait that we did. It's a Tim Burton style. Yes, but Sarah's not here tonight,
Sorry,
so
you're stuck with me.
Heather Barron's ready to step in.
Good job. Oh, sorry. Joe likes to get real close.
She's taller than Heather.
And then Teresa chose Gianna's Dragon Eye.
That is.
I don't believe Gianna is here. But and then Adam chose Reggie's self-portrait, which was another fun thing to And then Terry Haig chose Finley's tree drawing.
I did.
Yes, I did. I don't think Finley's here, but.
Well, Teresa and Terry could take a picture together. Teresa, why don't you get up there with yours?
There we go. I think everybody else is. Yeah, they should be here.
I'm not gonna kneel down.
You don't have to kneel down. I don't know.
That is not right.
I know. I thought the same thing. Can you tilt them down a little, the glare? Yes. Perfect. Like that? Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Wait. And then Vince Breinig chose Bronson's Owl.
tradition. We love this.
I love it.
I don't know about you guys, but I am there for a long time trying to decide. It's really, really hard. We have made decisions faster in closed session, I think, sometimes. But you guys should be really proud. There's a lot of kids, and we have so much talent. So thank you guys for doing this and putting your artwork on display. We love looking at it. And congratulations to all of you. Now you guys have to stay for the whole meeting. Only a couple more hours. Yes, you can stay, but you do not have to.
And I will get all this artwork back to you guys next school year, and then you get to keep it. Thanks, guys.
Alright, so we have public input tonight. So the purpose of the public input agenda item is for our citizens and staff of the school district of Lodi to provide comments on any agenda item or to publicly address the Board of Education on items that pertain to school business. The portion of the meeting during which the comment of the public is invited shall be limited to 10 people unless extended by a vote of the board prior to beginning a public input portion of the meeting. The amount of time allotted to each speaker will generally not exceed 3 minutes. If the speaker has questions for the board, they will be duly noted and responses will be provided in an appropriate manner. But the board cannot respond to individual questions or individual comments as part of the public input agenda item. As an additional reminder, the board cannot take action on any item that is brought forth during the public input session or on any item that was not posted on the meeting agenda. If you are providing comments, we would merely ask that you please come to the microphone and state your name and where you live. We will now call those who have signed up for citizen input one at a time to the microphone. So we just have one tonight, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Ryan Bozaki.
Which microphone are we talking about?
Well, there isn't a
Yeah,
microphone.
so you can come, yeah, we don't,
We'll hear you.
probably should hear that microphone part, but yes, right here. We can hear you from-
Is there anything in bylaws where I can ask certain administration to leave the room?
No one has ever.
I asked Vince and Joe Jelman to please leave.
The public meeting.
I would argue.
It's public, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I just asked you. Okay, that's fine. Then
Okay.
I fear retaliation, but that's fine.
It's broadcast to the public.
That's
so you
fine.
know.
I'm not.
Okay. Anybody can see.
Good evening, my name is Ryan Mazzacchi. I am from the great metropolis of Dane. I'm sad to be here tonight. I'm here on behalf of Lodi Baseball as an alumnus and a father of a former player of the program, as well as most recent coach Rodney Curtis. Recently, the administration coerced and forced the resignation of Rodney Curtis, an 11-year varsity coach. Coerced and forced is when Vince Breidig sends a text reminding Coach Curtis when he has to submit his resignation by. To his recognition, Coach Curtis was the JV coach from 2012 to 2014. Also the varsity coach from 2015 to 2025. And the program record that he had is 147 wins, 95 losses, with a .610 winning percentage. That's not bad. In his tenure, the program accomplished 4 conference titles, 4 regional titles, 1 sectional title, sending the team to state. Individual accolades, he had 4 conference players of the year. 74 players were recognized for all conference honors. 2 players were also selected to the WBCA All-Star Baseball Classic. He himself, Coach Curtis, was also selected to coach the 2023 WBCA All-Star Classic. Then there's the unrecognized accolades that mean the most to numerous players he's had the opportunity to be a positive influence on their path during baseball, school, and after both. It should be noted, in addition to the wins and losses, that Coach Curtis has helped take the baseball fundraising income from $3,500 to $25,000. Also, he has single-handedly repaired the connection between the youth program here in Lodi. None of these things I mentioned are an issue regarding team culture and the Lodi baseball program, which is the primary reason the varsity coach was forced into resignation. The optics of this resignation lead me to ask, it was the middle of September, baseball ended June 10th? If team culture was such an issue, why did we wait 3 months to move the program in a different direction? Why wasn't team culture brought to fruition during his end of season evaluation, which is documented and can be provided by the administration? Why was the administration prompted to move in a different direction with no due diligence, transparency, and communications, or without following Lodi's co-curricular code of conduct? Through my research over the past few weeks, it's clear multiple steps of conflict resolution in the co-curricular code were not followed. Can the administration now make unilateral decisions on athletic programs? Yet in this case, a very important decision was made. We need to point out here our own administration did not follow their own curricular code of conduct. The procedures are here, but yet someone decided to make their own rules in this case, showing a player's parents can heavily influence the administration in their decisions. Can someone explain to me why this is allowed? But Vince and the administration seem to think the school district is their bat, their ball, and their rules when it seems fit. Administration made a big decision on what has been a successful program under a tenured coach. This is a new precedent the administration has made in Lodi athletics. I ask you, the board, the front line of Guardians of Lodi Pride, that this needs to be reviewed immediately and corrected for our most recent baseball coach, Rodney Curtis, as well as current and future coaches of Lodi athletics. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna move on to consent agenda items. So we have our approval of minutes. We have our vouchers. We have, a fundraiser request for morning coffee through our PTO coffee sales. We do not have any fundraiser reports. We do not have any field trip requests. We have committee recommendations for approval, our facility and finance committee, our turf replacement funding, our school safety assessment, and under personnel, custodial maintenance level 3 job description revisions, and our substitute teacher rate. Under other, we have our early college credits request, start college now request, early graduation request, donation of real estate to CISA 5, E4E plan, emergency preparedness procedures, Sunday practice request, substitute handbook revisions, long-term substitute handbook revisions. Under resignations and retirement, retirement, we have director of buildings and grounds. Resignations, middle school assistant girls basketball coach, volunteer wrestling coach, termination of contract with Pro Care Therapy for 6th grade special education teacher, head baseball coach, middle school girls head basketball coach, middle school girls basketball coach. Co-curricular, change from assistant boys wrestling coach to volunteer coach. High school wrestling coaches, 1 head, 2 assistants, and volunteer. Middle school wrestling coaches, 1 head, 2 assistants, and 2 volunteers. Girls wrestling coach, a volunteer, and then we have a boys and girls volunteer. High school basketball coaches, 1 head, 2 assistants, and a volunteer. High school boys basketball coaches, 1 head, 3 assistants, 4 volunteers. Middle school boys basketball coaches, 1 head and 3 assistants. High school dance team advisor, volunteer cross-country coach, high school volunteer cheerleading football coach, and change from assistant track coach, 70% to a volunteer track coach. Under crew, come on computer, you can do this. Okay, crew. Volunteer flag football coaches, we have 4 of them. We have a crew volunteer, we have a volunteer wrestling coach, and we have 2 crew wrestling coaches and 2 lifeguard swim coaches. Regular staff, 6th grade special education teacher, long-term social studies substitute teacher, 2 educational assistants, level change, and long-term math substitute teacher. Under personnel, we have 2 leave without pay requests.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with the additional approval of Edward Hubbard and Caitlin Mathwig as crew lifeguard, swim coaches, approval of Warren Susi as long-term math substitute and table, the change in the level for educational assistance, and resignation of head baseball coach.
I'll second.
Motion by Terry, second by Adam. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes 6-0. Our administrative reports. Lodi Elementary OSC.
Hello board, so thank you. A couple of things I want to highlight this month is kind of as we get this year started, some things that we do, as we prepare for the future Pillar 1, we make sure that we are learning through clear expectations and routine. So staff spend a lot of time making sure that our learning environment is predictable and clear. One of the things that we also do to try to promote positivity and the great choices that we see kids doing instead of just letting them know what they shouldn't do. But also what they should do is we do our copying kind. And so this is our first week of copying kinds. And so we had a nice group of students. And again, these are just the ones that we've caught. There's a lot of things that are happening that we don't get to see. But these are some of the examples of that. Also, we know it's important that we learn through connection. And so we try to help our students know that they belong. We use that through our morning meeting, but we also try to offer some fun ways with homecoming dress-up days and all-school recess and the high school coming for their day of service. It's just a great opportunity for our students to connect with each other, but also people in our community and high school students as well. And then also through instruction and assessment, we know that getting into those routines and having students start to engage in some learning, grade level content, and also then see where students are at, so we know how to best help them. It's something that we spend some time doing. These are just some pictures of students hard at work and some of the great staff that we have in our building working with students. Another part of what we do is Pillar 2, and making sure that we're understanding where students are at in their social emotional learning and those life skills. And so these are the questions that we ask students throughout the year, and then also some fun pictures of our homecoming dress-up days.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. Lodi Middle School.
Good evening, board. First thing on our items was homecoming, and just what an awesome celebration that is. We started each day by having door decoration contests, and you can see one in the middle picture there, but each classroom and homeroom was able to decorate their door with Lodi Pride, which looks great throughout our school, an opportunity just to celebrate our Lodi Pride. Otherwise, just lots of pictures of dress-up days. It's always great to see the kids dressed up. It's a great way for them to be able to recognize them and say, you know, awesome jersey. There's a Bobby Boucher jersey up there if you know what the water boy is. So I had to give a shout out for that one. And also I just want to acknowledge our staff, which is awesome at dressing up. I also want to acknowledge our food service program. They dress up for these days too, and it just makes the school a welcoming place and a place that kids want to be. On to expeditions in Devil's Lake. So the 6th grade team does this every year, but they did a full grade field trip where students work together, and it's really just about helping them connect. You know, in elementary school, a lot of times they're confined to one classroom, and I mean that sounds bad when I say confined, but they're in one classroom pretty much the whole year, versus now they have opportunities to be in different classes with different people. And the 6th grade team does this trip to help just kids get to know each other and make connections, because they're going to be together the next 6 years. I almost said 6, 7, but caught myself. But they're going to be together, and it's a great opportunity for them to start those connections and thinking about you know, the time they're going to spend together throughout the rest of their school career. Next, I want you to meet our therapy dogs. We have Chewy, Maximus, and Monty. They stop by. Chewy, in general, hangs out in the library. He also takes walks around the hall. Kids really just love seeing our therapy dogs. They're a very calming presence. Maximus and Monty join us for lunch on Thursday. And I didn't know a lot about therapy dogs before this, But I would just say they create a super positive experience for a lot of our kids. And our kids feel super connected and just really light up when they see them. So they make our school a better place. I want to thank Paula Tunn and Patty Nelson for taking the time to bring in the therapy dogs each week. Let's see. 8th grade went to American Players Theater to see Midsummer Night's Dream. In addition to this, as a follow-up, Patty Heinzman works with the company that puts this on, and 2 actors and the director actually came to meet with our 8th grade, and they stayed the whole day. And I don't have pictures of that yet, but they stayed the whole day, and they put on like a little acting clinic for our students, which was super well received, and staff talked about just like a lot of kids being willing to get out of their comfort zone and take some risks, which is really awesome to hear. Innovative community connection. Miss Howe organized Wear Orange for hunger awareness, and she partnered with the Lodi Sausage Company. They donated $1 for every single student that we had and staff that wore orange on this date, and they ended up raising $252 that was donated to Reach Out Lodi. So we thank Michelle for organizing that every single year.
How many students do you have in middle school?
We have 330 about.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of orange that day. That's when they dust off the deer hunting gear too.
Yeah.
So. I want to welcome Dee Russell to our team. She has been hired as our 6th grade special education teacher. And I want to thank our 6th grade team for welcoming her. She has been in the district before, and a lot of our kids already know her, so that's been really great for her to have like a head start on some of those connections, but we look forward to working with her this school year. And then the collaboration day, so we purchased some indoor games. So when we have like a rain outside, we're kind of stuck in the cafeteria. So this year I stocked up on some games, and our staff during the collaboration day, I thought what better way to break those games in than giving them 10 minutes to play some Jenga and Uno. So you can see the pictures there. It was a great time. I was gonna join the games, but I'll be honest with you, it was much more fun watching them for 10 minutes and seeing the competitive spirit come to life out of some of them. But it was just a great way for us to connect to start off our collaboration day.
Awesome, thanks, Eric. Lodi High School.
All right, thanks, Heather. First of all, once again, and I think you guys have seen this before, U.S. News and World Report puts out our rankings for schools, and we were recognized in this ranking as being one of the top 40% of high schools in the nation. There is a link there that you can click on just to see exactly what the details are as far as why we were ranked where we were ranked. And that has a lot to do not just with the high school, but everything to do with the primary, elementary, middle school as well. You know, we do have a new student rep. I just did want to recognize not only Emily, but also the other students that were candidates. Our student body voted during homecoming week. And so I did want to recognize Mara Ross, Bryce Baldwin, J.P. Simpson, and Bo Rip for going through the process of writing an application, creating a video, being put on the ballot, and then kids voted. And they all got plenty of votes. I did recognize Emily in a social media post, and I said, congratulations to 12th grader, Emily Tenbarge. She saw me the next day, and she's like, you saying I can graduate this year? I said, no, we need you for another year. So that was my fault. So congratulations.
I just
Yes,
wanted,
go ahead.
this seems like, since I've been on board, this seems like the most students we've had
It's
apply,
equal- Yeah, it's equal to, we had one other
Okay,
that applied in
This is,
round
I was gonna say the same
so.
thing, that's pretty awesome.
Yes,
Fantastic.
and I like the fact that
Everyone.
there's a 9th grader, 2 10th graders, 12th graders,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I
it's a
think
wide
it has a
variety.
lot to do with they wanna hang out with cool board.
Yeah,
So-
Hard to blame them.
Yeah. Joe, I felt like you did a great one.
No, I 100% agree. I just want to be a part
They
of the
have
cool
to sit
thing.
through the whole meeting too.
We have practice ACT and practice pre-ACT coming up on October 23rd for our 9th and 11th graders. I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to thank Scott Ness. He donated over 700 ears of corn to all 4 of our schools. So if you've ever had Ness corn, you know what I'm talking about. It's really, really good. So he just did that. And then our FFA and Connor Anderson was willing to tusk all of those corn and get them ready for our kitchen. So I appreciate that. Parent-teacher conferences are coming up. You can read about that. Safety training, we did do some safety training at the high school just recently. One of them is a reunification training that we do with our staff on our PE day, and I really appreciate their efforts. It went relatively smoothly. We learned a lot about reunification, and then we did our ALICE training as far as our evacuation drill just recently. I would like you to click on the video sometime, advice for parents of high schoolers. So this goes out in our Blue And the music department did a really good job. I usually just take my phone and I record the department and they give some advice to parents. They did a whole video thing. It was really cool, so make sure you look at that. As you know, we do have some Tide Exchange visitors. You met some of them. And also our German Exchange is departing October 17th, so they're gonna be leaving this Friday, heading over to Germany. Homecoming review, you can take a look at all the pictures. There's just a couple highlights I wanted to mention. Our Powder Puff fundraiser raised $3,000 for Reach Out Lodi and Lace. So it was awesome. We'll split between those two really important pieces to our community. And then I did want to mention the Career and Service Day. We had more than 40 presenters for our career fair, and I wanted to personally thank Sarah and Terry for being presenters. And again, we had parents, we had former students, we had school board members. So we had plenty of people there, and I really appreciate everything they did. And then all of the places that allowed us to come to, including the schools for Service Day. That was really important for our students to get out and about that afternoon. And then I think that is about it. You can see Homecoming Court. I do want to mention one picture of the Homecoming Parade. So it's always nice to have a dad that is willing to jump on a golf cart and dress the part. So Dr. Brynick, I'm sure your daughter, if she told you or not, she really appreciated you dressing like a pirate and driving the 11th grade cart. So appreciate that. And that's high school.
And just one more thing to point out, congratulations to the 12th graders on their 3rd consecutive Powder Puff Championship.
Yeah. Yes.
Since 3 board members have a 12th
Yes.
grader,
Yeah.
I just thought that's worth noting.
They do take it serious. I saw Sawyer run and plays with them, and I'm like, they have to coach. We took other things as serious. We could get a lot done at home, but
But do
whatever.
they have the cheerleaders, the footballers that dress up in the cheer
They
uniform
don't.
like they did in 2015?
No, the 12th graders boys are not very
They
good.
did not do that.
Joe, you do a really good job at that Powder Puff.
Well,
Too.
yeah.
It's pretty fun.
I like a microphone, I guess.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Curriculum.
So there's a lot in this board report, just a few things I'd like to point out. First, the 2025 state academic assessment results have been released, the embargo has been lifted, and the results have been reviewed by educators internally to highlight both areas of success and areas for continued focus. They've also been reviewed by the curriculum committee of the board. Overall, we continue on the positive growth trajectory that we've been on the past few years. In particular, we're excited about the high school writing results from this past year and our K-5 math results. Both were intentional areas of focus throughout last school year, and we saw growth in these areas reflected. Next, I'm going to highlight the DPI Required Education for Employment Plan, which is up for approval tonight. Consent agenda. This is an annual document that has been approved by the board each year and posted on the website. It gives us an opportunity to take a broad look at a variety of ways we support academic and career planning in the school district of Lodi, and it also includes some regional employment information for both Dane County and Columbia County that we reflect upon. You'll continue to see our updated academic and career planning goals listed in this document. Of those goals, one area that we're particularly excited about this year is the updates to freshman and junior academic and career planning conferences, which will look a little bit different moving forward at Lodi High School. Every freshman and every junior will meet face-to-face with our counselors. Freshmen these past few weeks have been meeting with our counselors, and during these meetings, counselors will use an electronic form to track student interest so we can be more intentional about ways that we inform and we support them in pathways. So one simple example is this summer I got an email from Madison College saying they were hosting this very well-structured health career jobs fair, or health career fair. And while wouldn't it be great for us to know and have a quick reference tool to say, well, what students internally are interested in that as a potential pathway in the future, so that we could set up an opportunity for them to go and access the event. We didn't really have that in the past. There was no quick way to get that information to the students who would have interest. It would more be something that we'd include in a newsletter that would go out, you know, in the whole breadth of other things that was going on. So we're hoping to be able to gather that information and be more personalized and more intentional moving forward in how we support students in academic and career planning. And finally, reminder that we once again are creating personalized reading plans to align with the Act 20 requirements. We're continuing to grow and learn and improve as we go. So new this year, families will be able to access, if they are a family who has a student who is receiving a reading plan, they'll be able to access that in both a print and digital format. And then as we progress monitor for those students weekly, so we're assessing weekly, just little snippets here and there of how they're doing, that information will automatically be logged into the digital format of that plan so that parents can log in and they'll be able to see weekly in real time the improvement that their students, and see their students' data. So we're hoping that that would be just another way for those families to stay connected and see how their students are responding to the interventions that we're putting in place.
Nice. Thank you. Busy. Thanks, Nick. LCAT.
All right. So LCAT was awarded a grant of $2,300 by the American Lung Association to support programs such as the In-Depth program and to analyze policies regarding tobacco-free schools and their handbooks. In-Depth is a program for preventing use of tobacco, drugs, and alcohol. So Brian is teaching 2 high school students the In-Depth program because they violated the tobacco-free school policy. In-Depth is an alternative to suspension program for students caught with tobacco products on school grounds. Brian and Sarah participated in a career fair at Lodi High School. Sarah provided information to students about her career in social work, while Brian shared his information and insights from his many years of experience in law enforcement. Both Sarah and Brian discussed how their previous careers prepared them for their current roles within the school district of Lodi, serving the community and students. Brian and Sarah also participated in a day of service event for high school students. They presented information about the role of LCAT, that it plays in the school and community, and the students helped clean and organize the contents of the LCAT trailer. Bet you that was, gets used a lot.
Yeah.
The kinship mentoring of Columbia County Lunch Buddy program has started at Lodi Elementary OSC School. LCAT collaborated with Lodi Elementary School OSC and Kinship Mentoring to launch this initiative in the area. Kinship Mentoring pairs caring adults with students for lunch at the school, fostering connections within the community and among students. Currently, 3 students are participating in the program, and Sarah will represent LCAT as a lunch buddy. It's not too late to sign up to be a lunch buddy. Apply online. It's at kinshipcc.org, or contact Kelly McComb, Director of Kinship Monitoring, at 608-697-3260. She gave a really great talk. It was very exciting. It's something that, it doesn't take a lot of time to just go have lunch. And so many of us have gone and had lunch with our kids when they were in school. And so it's like that. They just get so excited and, yeah.
Thank you. Student services.
Heather, first I'd like to share some professional development opportunities that some of our special education teachers and assistants have been taking a part of. They've been specific to working with students with autism, and the goal is to build knowledge and expertise in that area and also implement evidence-based strategies. So in late August, we had 18 staff members attend Mission Independence, which was focused on independent workstations to increase engagement in students in the classroom and independent work habits. And in early October, staff also attended a session called Supporting Specials, so it was specific to all of the specials areas, PE, art, and music. Next, I'd like to talk about a transition event that took place here on September 18th. It was the Tri-County Transition Group again. They hosted an event here at the Lodi School District, and students from Baraboo, Columbus, DeForest, Sauk, and Wanakee all participated in the event. The goal of this event and all of the Tri-County Group's events is to give students an opportunity to make connections and build relationships with peers from surrounding communities. For this session, students created vision boards and presented them to each other. They also ate lunch together and explored the Lodi community. The Wellness Committee is at work for our staff members this year. Last spring, we gave a survey that asked the group to help us kind of set our priorities for this year. We had a lot of information from that survey, and we were able to put that work right into action during our first collaboration day. We had one of our partners from Dean Health who shared information on our Living Healthy Rewards program, which is an incentive-based program for staff to receive incentives around doing things like having that annual physical and other preventative health screenings. And Kelly also shared information on how to do e-visits and virtual visits and how those can fit into our staff's healthcare plan. I'd like to give a couple shout outs at the end of today. First is for Chris Carls and all of her work that she does to manage and maintain accurate student records for all of our students here within the district, a very important role that she plays. Also, Adora Bilsey. Adora's been working with all of our students, 8th grade through 12th grade students with disabilities. She's been meeting with them to complete what's called the Wisconsin Transition Application. This is a tool that helps students support their planning for after school as far as employment, further education, and training or independent living skills. So thanks, Adora, to all of her work in that area. And finally, thank you to Tracy and John from Accessibility Wisconsin. I worked with them. They provided access to a student to our school forest with all-terrain or off-road wheelchair. And thanks to Neil Reibel for his assistance in picking up that equipment and bringing it to the site so that the students could explore the school forest.
Nice. Very cool. Nice. And we just rent that then when needed?
Correct.
Okay. That's awesome. That's really cool.
It's an amazing way to include them in.
Yeah. Cool. Lodi Primary School.
Good evening. So you can see some of the pictures from the homecoming week, but you heard from some of the other building administrators. Pillar 1, preparing for the future. Parent-teacher conferences are this week, so the staff have been working, planning and preparing for that. Great chance to build relationships and communication with the families, and then also to share updates on how they're currently doing in areas like reading and math, and share some of those things about the reading plans for those students that might have that reading plan of support. Pillar 2, nurturing the whole student. Joe had talked about this, the service day. That's a huge highlight for our students and our staff. We also have Mileage Club that's up and running this year. It's going to be every Wednesday at the 1:35 and 2:30 recess. We've been trying to build capacity to do that, so we have assistants that are doing that. So Diana Carls introduced it, and the kids are very excited about that. And then also just highlighting the hiking club that we have. Val Bilke from our school does this, but it's 4K through 5th grade. That students are allowed to do this with Val Bilke and Melissa Walsh are the 2 facilitators. So a lot of people are taking advantage of that. And then Pillar 3, Lodi Utilities, they come each year and they do a presentation for our kindergarten students. And it's, just a great time for them to show the equipment and all of the different things. And then Pillar 4, District Workforce, I had done my yearly survey with my staff, and great chance for me to see things that maybe that I, is an area of strength, but then all the things that I want to continue to grow and support. So I've been able to share those results with my staff and give them some more direct next steps for me to work on. So.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And our student report.
Yeah, so a lot of these things have already been kind of mentioned, but in the beginning of September, we all came back to school, and our Link Crew Club welcomed our new class of 2029 on September 2nd on our freshman day, helping them get oriented, learn some new, get reoriented with the classmates, and then have them walk through their schedule. And many clubs started back up, such as Interact Club, Leadership Council, SAPS Club, etc., and our musical, which is Descendants this year, which all of those are super fun activities that are open to all of our high school students. Another thing worth mentioning is FFA had their day on the farm, which was on September 23rd. And the Lodi FFA high school and middle school volunteers take 3rd graders to the farm to learn about agriculture and its role in our world. So that's an opportunity for them if they're interested perhaps in that pathway, then they can start learning about that in a fun way. So yeah, and then as we mentioned before, we had our homecoming week, September 22nd. The theme of our dance was Under the Sea, and we had lots of fun events and dress-up days, such as, and we had the powder puff game, parade, and the football game.
I really like your board report template.
I know.
I was gonna say
I'm
this,
jealous.
nice, they're all gonna wanna steal it.
Well, and that's what I was thinking. I'm like, well, Emily, she's given how many presentations? It's gonna be beautiful. So, thank you. Great job. First one. Exciting. And now we have Dr. Carls, Dr. Barnick,
Yeah,
our administrator. What?
I'm I don't.
Yeah.
The annual meeting is scheduled for next Monday, which is October 20th at 7 p.m. at the high school in the LGI. So all community members are welcome to attend. I know Heather's going to talk a little bit more about this in her report. I was going to talk about the exchanges, but Mr. Johnlick covered those. The community viability team met for the second time this year on Wednesday, October 8th. A reminder that the goal of this team is to create a plan or master facility plan to serve as a roadmap for the future investment for the school district of Lodi. As part of the meeting, members viewed video presentations highlighting current conditions and challenges across district facilities and green spaces. These discussions help the team begin identifying and prioritizing areas for improvement that will best support students and the broader community. Thanks to Scott Bilsey for serving as the board liaison to that team. Their team is scheduled to meet again on November 12th. The Strategic Plan Refresh Committee is going to meet this coming Wednesday, October 15th, to continue its work analyzing community input gathered through surveys, interviews, and idea fairs. The committee is using this data to identify key themes and priorities that will guide the district's update or refresh of the strategic plan. This process ensures the school district of Lodi remains focused on the goals and priorities most important to our community as we plan for the years ahead. Thanks to Heather Barron for serving as the board liaison for this group. So.
Thanks, Vince. President report. Happy fall, everyone. Finally. I would like to get right into business in this month's president's report. I hope everyone always feels welcome at our school board meetings and committee meetings. And I will and have always encouraged any community member and anyone that is in our district to attend. Everyone is always welcome. So now I am not just encouraging, I'm begging every community member to please consider attending our annual meeting and or our community engagement session. Our annual meeting is Monday, October 20th at 7 p.m. at the high school in the LGI. Monday, October 20th, 7 o'clock at the high school in the LGI. Monday, October 20th, 7 p.m. at high school, LGA. Not only can you cast your votes for several decisions for our district, you get a very thorough explanation on our school finances and our district's annual budget. It's very informative with info that affects everyone in our community. Please don't be a stranger, and we would love to see you. The other meeting that I am begging everyone to attend is our community engagement session on November 3rd at 6 p.m. at the high school. November 3rd, 6 p.m. at the high school.
Library or the commons?
Probably.
We'll start in the commons and then go to the LGI.
Okay, there you go. November 3rd, 6 p.m., high school. At this meeting, there will be 3 presentations: our current referendum, our state budget and how it affects our community, and our green space and facility update. Again, very informative, and you get to ask questions and have great discussions and conversations with our board members. In our monthly meetings and committee meetings, you have to sign up for public input to speak at the meetings. At our community engagement session, you get to actually engage and have conversations with our board members. Or if you don't want to discuss anything at all, you can just attend and listen to our presentations too. We know everyone's time is valuable, so our goal is to present on our 3 subjects in a timely manner so everyone can still get home at a decent time. I highly recommend and encourage everyone to please try to attend these meetings. Our district has a lot of major decisions coming up, and we are getting near the end of our current referendum. Please do not assume the worst when it comes to decisions that our district is making. Also, let your voice, your opinions, and your ideas be heard. We always want to hear from our community. We know that these decisions affect everyone and want everyone to feel informed and have an understanding of how their decisions have come about. To end on a lighter note, congratulations to our students for getting into your school routines, being responsible students, and still making time for yourselves to have fun. You are the motivation to our board, our administration, our staff, and our teachers to make our district the best it can be. Thank you for being a part of our community and for representing Lodi. We are all so proud of you. Hope to see everyone at the Lodi High School on October 20th at 7 o'clock and on November 3rd at 6 p.m.
Good job.
Well done. Try, right? Come on, guys. We can do this. Our summer school report.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn over to Amy Fossbender and Eric Schumann to share and review the report and answer questions the board may have on summer school.
Yes, so a couple things. First of all, a big shout out to Emma Newmeyer and all that she does for summer school and her leadership and also putting this report together. So a couple things we just want to highlight is we had 55 staff, teaching staff, 20 educational assistants, and 11 one-on-one support, students receiving one-on-one support. We had 927 students involved in summer school. And then there's some breakdown there for BFS, Love of Learning, and Summer Saunters, which are kind of some of our bigger programs. We talked a little bit about areas of improvement, but I'll kind of come back to that in a second. Some of the classes that we offer that are kind of some new ones, but also some ones that kids just always look forward to, as well as, so for enrichment, as well as also some of the academic classes that we offer every year. But then the yearly comparison is really what we want to get you the information about. When you look at these numbers, you can see that we've been staying steady pretty the last 3 years in general, some up and down a little bit. But the nice part about that, on the top row there, you see the FTE, and our FTEs for the last 3 years have been in the 80s or above. And that 54 this year will drop off because that's on our funding for that is on a 3-year average. So we're excited about that and continuing to grow our summer school program. When we go back to thinking about some areas of improvement, we did have a decrease in the amount of students who were involved in our For Love of Learning program. And this is our first year that we had a fee associated with that. And so when we talk about offering that again in the future, we talk about eliminating that fee.
What is For Love of Learning?
So it used to be For the Love of Reading, and then 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we added math in that as well, because parents are looking for that. So it's really an opportunity outside of the summer school day, where families can come. They do once a week check-ins. They get new books, they get new math materials. There's some incentives and things like that. Grace Shira and Deb Volk run that program.
And if they complete so many minutes of reading and do the different activities, they earn a t-shirt, and we have a little assembly. And so we've been covering the cost of the t-shirt, and we thought, could we just incorporate this in here? And we just thought it really caused a lot of drop off of families being able to engage in. So we're just trying to think if there's other avenues of, a grant or something like that we could use to offset that cost of the t-shirt that is motivating for the kids, but not at the cost of kids participating.
We also talked about, as we just reflected, just about offering more classes for our older students. Obviously summer school is optional, but we want to see different ways that we can spark their interest and get them involved. And then some of those camps and other offerings to get kids involved and active and outside during summer school.
Well, I know at least one that loves fishing.
Yes.
Well, my kids, cooking and saunters, summer saunters. Is there a way that the district is able to somehow involve like either middle school or high school for like volunteer hours or some kind of credit or something helping with summer school?
Yeah, so we have a couple things where we offer middle school, high school volunteers.
Okay.
And they kind of like have to have a little bit of promotion from somebody, but they're able to come and do that. We also and our staff really appreciate that, and our students do too. And so I think that we've really been growing that program. And I think the students who are involved in that feel like they have a lot of purpose, and they feel that connection as well, and they're part of our team. But yeah, that is something we continue to look at and how to help that.
Well, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
It's always a highlight when my kids are younger too, so I appreciate it.
Mine too.
And now we're gonna talk about, alrighty, 2026 summer school dates.
Yeah, so we have recommended dates for summer school for next year. We're looking at summer saunters June 8th through 12th, session 1 of summer school June 15th through July 2nd, session 2 July 13th through 30th, and then BFS June 8th through July 31st. So we would look for approval of summer school dates as presented.
I will make a motion to move to approve the 2026 summer school dates as presented.
And I'll second.
Who wants it? Okay. Motion by Sarah Ramish, second by Terry. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you again for all your work on that, you guys, and Tom and Mayor too. Our 26-27 school year calendar.
Yeah, so the Personnel Committee has discussed the 26-27 calendar. They started in their August meeting, and since no alternative start date option was being considered, they chose not to survey families or staff. They directed administration to bring forth a sample calendar. The proposed calendar includes 4 days for new staff orientation, which is an increase from 3, a a student start date of Tuesday, September 1st, and the last full day, Wednesday, June 2nd of 2027. Spring break follows Lodi tradition, last full week of March, which includes Good Friday, and it retains 4.5 days of staff and service work time at the start of the year, 4 built-in collaboration days, and a January work day. The Personnel Committee reviewed the last draft of the calendar on October 7th, and unanimously advanced it to the full board for recommendation for approval.
I will make a motion to approve the 26, 27, sorry. 2026 to 2027 school year calendar.
I'll second that.
Motion by Sarah Rainbow, second by Teresa. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0. And our board and community engagement session.
So I think Heather may have mentioned, the school district of Lodi, we hosting a community engagement session from 6 to 7:30 on Monday, November 3rd, Lodi High School.
What was that?
Yeah.
You said
When? Where?
High school, November 3rd, Monday.
What time?
At 7 a.m. No, 7 p.m. See if people are paying attention. So again, we will do 3 presentations on the 2022 referendum, the impact of state budget on Lodi, and update of the work of the community viability team. And the session will conclude with a Q&A between community members and the board. So we are committed to creating opportunities for open dialogue and collaboration with the community, and we encourage everyone to attend as part of this important conversation.
Yes.
That'll be something.
And we're having cookies.
We will have some snacks, yes.
I should have mentioned that.
Does help.
Yes.
It does.
You guys, this is my favorite. State convention.
Yes, so just want to remind board members, State Education Convention will be held in Milwaukee in January. We will need to know soon who plans on attending so we can complete registration and make lodging arrangements. The State Education Convention is always a great opportunity for our board members to learn together. In the past, we've been able to reserve rooms and then register. Now you have to register before you're allowed to book rooms, so we'll have to have that information before November. So
by October 30th.
October 30th. Someone will let her know. I'm also pleased to share that I once again be presenting at the convention this year.
Oh, yay.
On Thursday, January 21st. Mr. Potter, Mr. Rand, and I will be presenting a session on building a district-wide STEAM program that works. So it's always great to have us be able to highlight the innovative and collaborative work that's happening in Lodi across the state. So.
And I get to send it. Be the delegate. And you get to be the delegate.
That's all.
Awesome.
So let me know.
Okay, thank you.
And I don't feel the least.
Good time. I love it. We do not have any policy reviews today. And we do have a donation.
Go ahead.
It's,
Well, you always do it. I love
motion
it.
to accept with great gratitude 700 years of sweet corn
Yes.
for all 4 Lodi schools from Scott and Ennis, and a donation of $3,000 from Lake Melvin Yacht Club, a food service to use to help feed children in need.
That's awesome. Thank you guys very, very much.
I'll second it.
Motion by Adam, second by Teresa. Any more discussion? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes 6-0.
I just love Lake Melvin Yacht Club because it's just so funny. If anybody ever went there to see where the yachts were, and they'd be like, oh,
Cracks me up too.
It's awesome. Our committee reports, we'll start with CISA 5.
So, in consent agenda, that's the word I'm looking for, CISA 5 has a new building in Stevens Point, that they've taken for free. They were trying to buy a new school, because the old school wasn't working, and it ended up, the company
Can you
said,
explain what the school is for people?
you just take this building off our hands. It's really nice. It's for kids who have trouble in these schools, and end up going to those schools. So they take care of them for us.
But you said they got the building for free.
We got the building for free. So they were looking to purchase a new building, and they ended up working with this company. And then the building needed some renovation, and then they were going back and forth, and then they were like, would you just like the building? Because the parking lot doesn't have enough parking for a commercial kind of thing, and so they were like,
Yeah,
and they were like, sure, we'll take it, and do it. It was actually a good thing.
that's awesome.
So we've had a lot of discussions about that. We also heard about youth apprenticeship, as Nick knows, from Joe Midham and Arnold Megan Smith. Tyler
It's over
knows. She's in here, of course, because she's one of them. But they've expanded this out now to do youth apprenticeship, you guys can look at this stuff, to do teachers, which is amazing. So we could start training our own teachers through youth apprenticeship. That
Nice.
summer program that you were talking about, and getting
Yeah.
kids, they
We
could
actually
be,
just had CISA 5 in, was that last week?
okay,
Yeah, it was last week.
Meet with our high school admin team and Connor to look at other opportunities within the YA structure. That was brought up.
okay, yeah, teaching, because we need more teachers.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, CISA 5 offers discounted online courses for students, you can see that. And then academic and career planning at a discount also, which we cover in house. They can do it for us too.
Nice, awesome, thanks, Adam. Our co-curricular items report.
That's Teresa. Well, it's under all those papers.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay, co-curricular, cross-country. The cross-country team has had a busy last few weeks. On Tuesday, September 30th, the team participated in the Portage Invitational. The boys team placed 6 out of 15 teams, and the girls team placed 10th. Freshman Aubrey Schoenemann led for much of the first mile and ended up with a strong 4th place finish. The teams participated in the Platteville Invite on October 4th, with Aubrey Schoenemann again placing 4th, running the fifth fastest 5K time in school history.
Nice.
Tennis, on Tuesday, October 7th, Lodi hosted the WIAA sub-sectionals. Lodi had a strong day of competition with several upsets, finishing the day in 3rd place as a team. Eva Taylor, singles, and Mara Lane and Nora Gruhl, doubles, all advanced to sectionals, and after a very successful day, all 3 advanced to the state tennis tournament, which kicks off this Friday.
That's awesome.
Football, the Lodi football team has a record of 6-2 and a conference record of 4-1. Recent highlights include a huge 24-7 win over Lake Mills at homecoming and a tough 28-14 win over Beloit Turner this past Friday night. Lodi will wrap up the regular season at home this Friday night against Horicon Hustisburg before beginning the WIAA playoffs. Soccer, the varsity boys soccer team has an overall record of 4-11 and a conference record of 0-7. They wrap up regular season play tonight against Poinet/Portage in Portage. The team earned a number 11 seed in the WIA tournament and will travel to number 6 Winnebago Lutheran on Thursday, October 23rd for the first round of playoffs. Volleyball, the volleyball team has an overall record of 16-15 and a conference record of 4-4. This past weekend they went 2-1 at the Mayville tournament with wins coming against Berlin and Lomira. The team will wrap up regular season play this week, playing Lakeside Lutheran at home on Tuesday and traveling to Waupun on Thursday. The team earned a number 9 seed and will head back to play number 8 Waupun in the first round of the playoffs on Thursday, October 21st. Swimming, the swim team is having a strong season in the pool. Recent highlights include a dominant win over Sauk Prairie and a close victory over Mount Horeb. The team also won their division of the UW Platteville Invite this past weekend. Lodi will swim at home the next 2 Tuesdays against Portage and Stoughton. Musical. The cast, crew, and pit have been busy rehearsing for this year's production of Descendants, the musical. Performances will be held in the Lodi High School Performing Arts Center on November 15th, 16th, 21st, and 22nd. We should have shared it.
Heather, can I mention one more thing? Our 3 state-bound tennis players, Nora, Mara, and Eva, our percussionists are gonna give them a drumline send-off at 8:30 on Thursday. So you got nothing to do and you wanna come see something cool in the high school?
8:30 in the morning.
8:30 in the morning on Thursday. They leave right after that.
That's awesome. That's exciting. Good luck, girls.
Yes.
OSC report.
Okay, so on September 17th, the OSC board met in the LSC. The meeting consisted of OSC update. Mr. Schuneman shared the information about the August staff meeting, Love of Learning program, over 119,000 minutes of reading. That's a lot of reading. Impact team meeting, development of goals, discussed, and Eric, help me here, SSIT.
Student Success Intervention Team.
Okay. 2 times a week meetings. Katie Greer, Carrie Barr, Andy Rubino, and Eric are on that. Staff survey results, getting ready for fall assessments. Mrs. Holman shared about recent field studies. They did downtown Lodi and Baraboo Ice Age Trail. Heidi LaHue has invited OSC students to make ornaments for the downtown Christmas tree. Tree lighting is November 29th, and November 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th is scheduled for making ornaments, and Mary Klein is helping to lead this. OSC fundraising, Mrs. Holman will provide updates after the fundraising meeting and discussion of shirt sales and online store. Next meeting is October 15th, 3:30 p.m.
Thank you. Our board committee reports, we'll start with personnel.
So Teresa wasn't able to come, so I took it, and so, we talked about all kinds of things. So we upped the substitute rate for certified staff to $150 per day. This was in consent agenda again. And then teachers who retire and then come back and be substitutes, that went up to $165 per day after 25 days, as being a substitute per year. We also talked about the meeting that we had with staff, so staff could talk to us one-on-one, and then one staff member did show up. And so we went through that, what all the questions that they submitted and what the answers would be. The custodial level 3 maintenance job description was updated, which was also on consent agenda.
Can you tell me, I'm sorry, what that is though?
So we have custodial people.
No,
who do-
I mean that, what that was, that they have to do now that they didn't do before.
Pool
The
operator.
pool, like, it's just a little,
Thank you.
it's a little classic.
A
thing.
certification.
Yeah, certification, has to be certified to take care of pool.
And if someone we hire doesn't have that certification, we will help them get that.
Okay.
Is it like the water testing and that kind of stuff?
That was not in there, but
But that, I mean,
Oh,
it's
it's
just
okay.
what I think of when I
Yeah.
think of the pool.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure the chlorine's at the right level.
And then we talked about the school calendar, which we just talked about, and then, we also talked about, taking unpaid leave, staff taking unpaid leave, and what that costs the district, and is there a way to get that back from staff? But we didn't move that forward. And then,
That means you have to pay your substitutes.
we also talked about the compensation model, which was talked about back in, what year was it?
Maybe 3 years ago?
3 years ago, thank you, that's what I was thinking. About bringing our staff up to 90% of market comparables. And then it's such a large chunk of money to do that. How do we do that in moving that forward? And so possibly, administration asked if we wanted to try to roll that into the next referendum, and we said, yes, let's try to roll that into the next referendum. So that was that meeting.
Awesome, thank you. Our curriculum has not met since the last board meeting, and our policy has not met, but we do have, facility and finance.
So,
And we just want to keep talking tonight.
So we talked about the annual meeting that's coming up on the 20th, at, what time is that?
7 p.m. High
When?
school LGI,
Where?
Yep.
high school
Next
LGI.
Monday.
And then we talked about replacing the turf, when it needs to be replaced, and how do we do that as a district, and so we've been setting money aside to do that, so when the turf does need to be replaced, we'll have the money to do that. And we also talked about the school safety assessment, which Vince and Chief Wayne Smith are gonna do together for us, in order to save us about $4,800. And then we talked about the state budget impact that we're gonna talk about on November 3rd with the community.
At 6 o'clock
At
at the high school.
At the high school. That was it.
Can I ask a question
You
about
sure
that?
can, yeah.
Thank you. So, Columbia County was going to do that assessment for us for free, emergency management.
Yes. Yeah, you
So,
go ahead, Hillary.
It was just that person, it was a personal thing, it's not something that the county does.
The person who was there had expertise, he had been in the school prior to that, so he'd been trained to do that.
Okay.
And since he is no longer working for the county, that's no longer an option.
It was good.
Yeah. I'll call them up, see if they'll do it for free.
Sure. He probably would.
You follow, Chief Wade and Vince around and we could.
There you go.
Right, they did it right, Jeff.
All right, so our future meetings, and agenda items, so our next regular school board meeting is Monday, November 10th. My birthday, I better bring treats at
Yeah, you
5:30. Annual meeting, when is it, guys?
October 20th, 7
o'clock.
p.m.
Yes.
LGI.
And then after that, immediately after that, we do have a special board meeting, so I'm guessing and hoping that all board members can be there.
On the 20th?
Yeah, so after the
Yes.
annual meeting, we'll have
I
a
take
real
that
quick,
out.
It's just a super quick thing.
like 5 minutes.
So Teresa's
I
not
will
gonna
not
be
be
there.
there.
Oh, that's right, you did say
I'm
that.
not, I'm in
So we're gonna be two down, two
Mexico.
board members.
Sorry.
Okay,
Well, five.
no, I forgot you guys did.
And
I'm
I
going to
can't-
be
I-
working.
Well, I'll be in Plano Carmen, so.
I like how she said that, wow.
Wow.
And then we have, a staff board engagement session on Tuesday, October 22nd at 3:15. And then our facility and finance committee meets Tuesday, November 4th at 6 o'clock. Our curriculum committee meeting is Wednesday, October 22nd at 4:30. Our policy committee meeting is Wednesday, October 22nd at 6. Our personnel committee meeting is going to be Tuesday, November 4th at 4:30. Our facility and finance is going to meet Thursday, October 16th at 6:30. Does that sound right? Right? No changes?
I have on my calendar November 3rd for a special board meeting. Was that last year or something?
November
No,
3rd is
November
the
3rd?
That's
That's
our
our
high
community.
school.
staff engagement session.
Yeah, our community.
Staff.
Community-
Oh, there it
communication
is.
session,
Oh,
you
there
Yes.
it is. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. I will be at that. I wrote that one.
That
on
was
the-
good. I liked how you did that, like you pretended, you like had to say.
No, I
that.
really,
You're like, hey, I
like,
thought I
no.
had this on my calendar.
Picked it up.
That was good, that was good. I like.
No,
how you
that
threw
was
in there.
like for real life.
No, that was good, Sarah. Just go with it. That was good.
Sorry.
All right,
Oh,
and we do not need to go back into close.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
No,
Motion by Sarah Rangers, second by Adam. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0. We are done.
So I
I
just,
need you to sign this.
yep, and I just emailed Dr.
Oh, guys,
Riley,
take your.
Maureen, and Heather about this meeting.
Parents.
Yeah, it depends on where I
I'm gonna pass you down.
am. I'll be in a hotel room.
This is nothing. It's on Bridge.
10. Or maybe I'll be, I don't know when I'm leaving.